Hey everybody, Rich Lovell with the Vacaville Baseball Barn, master instructor with the Epstein hitting system. And I want to discuss a little bit about weight shift and how does that affect our swing. What does it do? There are a couple of ways to create power in our swing. One is through weight shift, which creates ground force, and the other is through torque. And I've had some questions on some forums that I belong to where we discuss hitting techniques or mechanics or style, things of that nature. And the question was, where does bat speed or bat power derive from? Where does it come from? And everybody always talks about the hips. But one of the more important facets of this swing is this weight shift. So if this were a player I was working with and we needed to create more power, and either they were a small player or they did a no stride, or all they did was just kind of step like this and then swing, even if they were here and they started their lower body first, created some torque and then swung, we're not getting as much bat speed and power into that as possible. So what I do is I start working with them on creating a stride. What is comfortable to them? Because if you remember, stride, stance, stride is part of style. I don't care what they do as long as it doesn't interfere with the universal launch position, which is when the front heel plants and they get into this position here. So why am I messing with their style? Because I have to create some weight shift for them. So we get into this, and all I want them to do is kind of start learning how to gather weight towards the back in one fluid motion, and then whether they do a big leg kick like a Josh Donaldson nowadays or Jose Bautista, or they even do an Albert Pujols, where I can't do this particular move, but he's now kind of showing the sole of his foot to the pitcher. But a lot of them just kind of pinch this front knee back in a little bit, but you can see that they create this weight shift going right back into the front, and then I can swing a little bit harder. I've never been a really powerful swinger. I don't hit home runs, but I do hit some gap shots, and I do run the bases fast enough. So if I can get one through the infield on a line shot, or between the outfielders on a line shot, I'm guaranteed a double, potentially a triple. And that's what a lot of the players come to me for. They're either really bad, or, hey, I need to get a little more power. I'm hitting the ball through the infield, but I'm not hitting those gaps. And I know I can because I'm close. So we start talking about weight shift. And this is all we're talking about doing. Somehow getting our weight and moving it forward, creating this ground force into the front foot that pushes back up through our body and out our hands. Or if they're doing a no stride type thing where maybe they're just barely picking their foot up, I still need them to gather weight this direction and then back into their front foot. Obviously, we want to make sure that their back knee's not going over to the outside of their back foot. There are some precautions that we want to do, but we want to create this weight shift for the smaller player, that guy that's looking for that little bit of extra power. If you have any other questions, check our videos out on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to us. If you have any questions, please send that to me. I'll do my best to get a video out to you. And also, look us up on Facebook and check out our upcoming news.